The default typesetting for a lot of LaTeX commands does look very good, but sometimes we might want to change that. So we'll look at a couple of different ways to change the output of LaTeX. And mainly we want to learn how to redefine commands. For most things in LaTeX, there's more than one way to accomplish the task. And we'll look at a couple of different things here. What we're trying to do is control the typesetting output. One thing you'll run across, which I do frequently, is the need to continue a list from a previous list. So if I have an enumerate environment, and I've created a list with several items, we'll just put 2 here and call them first and second. Always put in my end tag. I see I have an error in typesetting. I think I accidentally deleted my begin document command. Nope, I see it there, so I must have a typo somewhere else. Somehow I got a little dot up here at the top of my page. So let's remove that. And we have a list with 2 items in it. Now if I type some more, I may then want to continue that list with more items. So we'll say third and fourth. If I typeset again, I can see that every time I open a new enumerate environment, it starts counting over. So my third and fourth are actually numbered 1 and 2. There are a couple different ways to get that numbering correct. The first thing we'll look at is a package called enum item. So I'm going to add this package at the top of my page. Use package enum item. And then for my list that I want to continue, I can simply put in square brackets after the enumerate tag the word resume. Now if I typeset, I can see that I have resumed numbering with 3 and 4. Another way to do that if you don't want to use a package is to set the counter that is being used for the enumerate environment. So you can do this without a package too. And it's really just a user preference, which way you prefer to handle this task. So I'll type my begin, end, enumerate tags. And I want this environment to continue numbering from my previous list. So I want the 5th and 6th items to be numbered 5 and 6. So the other way to do that is within the enumerate environment, you can set the counter. The counter for the enumerate environment is called enum I. And for nested environments, it would be enum II, enum III, and so on. And I want to set that counter to 4 because 4th is the last item that was numbered. And so now you can see that my 5th and 6th have 5 and 6. So 2 different ways to continue numbering the list. If you want to change the way that the numbers look, maybe you want to change them to Roman numerals or letters. We'll look at changing the numbers here. And I want to change my numbers to be letters instead of numbers. So we'll start by creating an enumerate environment. Begin, end, enumerate. And I'll populate it with some items. We'll just say 1, 2, 3. And of course these are going to be numbered 1, 2, 3. To change that, I want to use the renew command. Renew command is used to change LaTeX commands. So the LaTeX command that we want to change is called the enumi. So the enumi command is the enumerate command that LaTeX is using. And I want to change this to use ALF, so capital alphabetic letters. So ALF with a capital A, and then in curly braces enumi. So I have 2 curly braces to close there. If I typeset this, I can see that my list 1, 2, 3 is numbered A, B, C. You might also want to change your bullets on an itemized list. These are a little easier to work with because LaTeX doesn't have to keep track of numbering. So we will create an itemized list, begin, itemize, end, itemize, and create some items. Ready, set, go. And for these items, instead of the traditional dot bullet that comes up by default, I want to change that to something else. So I would like it to be a right arrow. So before this itemize environment, I'm going to renew command. And the command for the itemized environment is label item. So I'll change the item's label. And then in the next set of curly braces, I need to state what I want to change that item to. Now here we can use the math environment to use any of the symbols that you find in a math environment. So I'm going to put $2 signs to move into the math environment, and then I will use the right arrow symbol that we used previously when we were looking at the math environment. If I typeset this, I see I have an error, and it's telling me label item is undefined. So I apologize there. It's label item I. So it's good to be able to look at those errors and figure out what's going on. You've probably been doing that throughout the course, I'm sure. So the proper command is label item I. Typeset that again. And now I see that my arrows have been created to change the bullets. So this renew command could work for a lot of different LaTeX commands, and you can look up in the LaTeX documentation what the different commands are and what kind of modifications you can make. And of course packages allow you to do a lot of output control as well. So we control the output using packages and by renewing LaTeX commands. All right, there we go. In the next lecture, we'll look at some other packages and resources that you might want to consider reading beyond this course to continue your learning.